response. Take care, my beloved. Crying gets lost at deep sea. Blast your fire.
One of the challenges that we had when we were starting off with pigs was that they were quite a ways away from where our house was. And we had to walk quite a ways just to get them water and to get them food. It was quite a challenge. And that challenge, as you know, as simple as it was, after a while it got a little tiring. So we decided to load up the pigs and move them over to where our temporary housing is. That way we can keep an eye on them closer, especially with the little piglets, to keep an eye on them. And Molly, now that she is a mom, and she was a absolutely wonderful mom. We just had problems of always trying to round these little guys up, but they were a lot of fun. We really enjoyed them, and the temporary or that netting type fence that we had made things a little bit easier for us. However, we did set up over at the new place, which you'll see in just a little bit. We used 14 gauge wire, galvanized wire, and solar power, and just made three wires for the fencing. Starting off like this, we didn't know what would hold the piglets, what would not hold the piglets, and come to find out, well, pretty much nothing holds the piglets in. And so they would always wander out of the pens and stuff, but that was okay because they would always come back to mom. Here you can see one of the joys of trying to bring the piglets back up onto the trailer. Molly went into the trailer quite easily, and most of the piglets did too. But there was always one or two that were a little stubborn with getting up there into the trailer. And we had already, at this point, transferred McGee. McGee was already over at the house, and he was doing well. We had to transport not only him, but we also had to get his housing and stuff like that as well. And now that we have the pigs in the trailer and they are all contained, we're able to take up the fence, and we can move the solar power, of course, over to the other location over by our temporary housing as well. So we just started winding up the fence and getting that taken care of, and then we were going to get the water, and had a flatbed trailer up there as well. Then we had to get the housing and move all of that at the same time. It did take a lot of work. I mean, it was a good half a day to get this all taken care of. But it was well worth it because now that they are at the temporary housing, it makes things a lot easier when it comes to feeding them and watching them, making sure everything is okay, making sure they have enough water and all of that kind of stuff. So here we are winding up that fence, and I don't know what is the best way to necessarily wind that fence up. But I knew we couldn't just roll it up. We had to, fold it basically, as it's suggested, and so that's what we did. And we had two fences there. They are 100 feet long, each of them, so they had about 200 feet there. And you can see here how we have the housing up on the flatbed, and the water and all that was going to go up there as well. And moving all of that at the same time, it did take a team effort, all of us to be working on this project. You can see Molly's house right there, her shelter, and it survived, and it rode on the back of that flatbed without any problem at all. And it was a lot of fun for all of us to have that experience. And you can see here now the transfer to where our temporary housing is. Temporary housing, if we walk the shortest distance, We're about a quarter of a mile away. Oh, I don't know, 300, 400 yards away from where they were when we first got them. So this was good to be able to do this, and we didn't know exactly what we were doing. We're just kind of making it up as we were going along. And we need to. There was really no gate, no way into the pen area, and so all we did was take the wiring and put all the wiring down low so that they could just walk right over it, and it seemed to work. Molly was such a good mother. You can see her right there. Even in the trailers we're transporting them, she's taking care of her little ones and nursing them. She was a wonderful mother. She did a great job. And so then came the challenge of getting them out of the trailer. And Molly really surprised me, because whenever we opened the door, I got stuff out, Molly was ready to come out. She kind of scared me. Whenever she started looking, hey, I want to come on down here and get into my pen. She just took a couple of steps and out she went. She went right into the pen, and that was really pretty neat. Patricia was using bread to try and coax her in a little bit farther and stuff, but you can see there we had that netting, some electric fence already set up there, and McGee, you'll see him every once in a while. McGee was in the other pen next to her, and we had brought him earlier in the day. And so now we try to get these little guys in, but like I said, this fencing, it didn't hold these little guys in at all. As far as Molly and McGee and Maggie, they do hold them in quite well. Well, there they are, the pigs. We had a lot of fun with getting them in. So God's blessings to you, and we'll keep you updated as to what happens with the piglets.
You fire at me, then please raise your surrender. Believe, believe, believe you want no other. Believe, believe, believe you want no other. Sail on wet bodies, come on and sail. This journey burns my palms. Take care, my beloved. Crying gets lost.